Good Thursday evening, South Carolina weather watchers. I'm the host of South Carolina Weather, Jesse Peterson. Let's go ahead and start off with your weather for your Thursday evening. Looking at the radar right now, obviously no precipitation is falling right now. Look at the Charleston radar as well. See what that one shows. Again, nothing. All of this, it may look like rain, but that's not really rain. And then if you scroll out, if I scroll out, you see all of this, and you're probably like, what in the world is going on? We are currently under a severe weather. We currently actually did have a tornado outbreak, like I'd say around an hour ago. That's why I did not make the video because I was monitoring it, just seeing what in the world it was going to do. So that's why I'm recording this so late. It's because I've been watching this. And I mean, we had multiple tornadoes. I think we had 3 fatalities inside of Ohio from tornadoes. So, and guess what? They were only under like I think they were only under a marginal or a slight risk. So that's why I tell y'all we gotta take these marginal and slight risks seriously. Even though there's a good chance that nothing may happen. Look at what happened in Ohio. Marginal risk and a killer tornado came out, and that's why we have to watch for these things. Um, but yes, tornado outbreak happened. Severe weather outbreak is currently going on, and tornado watches all throughout the board. We did have some severe thunderstorm warnings down near Dallas. We did also have we actually I think right now we have a tornado warning for Little Rock right now. The tornado sirens are probably going off in Little Rock right now as we speak. So we're gonna have to wait and see if that does touch the ground and what's gonna happen. But looking at the entire United States, obviously we have all of this severe weather going on throughout the Ohio Valley going down into the south central U.S. We also do have some rain and some snow up here inside New York, New England, Canada, going into the Great Lakes region. We do have like a little line of showers going through Iowa and Nebraska, as well as some rain and some snow going through the Rocky Mountains right now. The West Coast, look at the West Coast looking nice. Not really doing anything right now. No precipitation is falling. Well, except for this little part of California. But I mean, look at this nice weather. But so let's go on ahead and move on to our cloud cover. Cloud cover right now, there's no cloud cover expected right now. Obviously, with that severe weather going on, as you can see, a lot of cloud cover for them over there. But no cloud cover for South Carolina right now. So it should be a pretty nice night. Here is our current temperature: 66 in Columbia, 64 in Greenville, 61 in Charleston, 62 in Georgetown, 61 in Myrtle Beach, 62 in Laura, 66 in Florence, 66 in Augusta, 61 in Savannah, 62 in Beaufort, 64 in Moncks Corner, 66 in Union, 64 in Rock Hill. So those are just some towns and some cities that pretty much had those temperatures inside the 60s. Mainly, if you're inside Columbia, that's probably like the hottest place inside South Carolina right now is Columbia. Here is our minimum temperatures for tonight: around 56 near Charleston, 57 near Columbia, 54 near pretty much Augusta, Columbia, Sumter, 53 Florence, 54 Anderson, 55 Greenville, Spartanburg. So, some not really too cool temperatures, but something that you may want to turn your heat on low for, or maybe some people might not want to turn their heat on at all. Here is our 24-hour max wind gust. We do have potential for some strong gusts, and this is actually updated at 8 p.m. Let me go ahead and refresh this to 10 p.m. Okay, well, 9 p.m. I guess I'll do. But could have some potential wind gusts for the next 24 hours, bring around 28 miles per hour through Florence, 24 Myrtle Beach, 28 Charleston, 20s up there inside the Midlands, 22 up there inside the upstate. So we are watching for the potential for some breezy conditions throughout the state. There's a sharp cutoff, and you might be wondering why. It's because um, they changed National Weather Service offices. So like up there, Myrtle Beach, Florence, you can see like why is it so much darker And there's a sharp cutoff is because that is the National Weather Service of Wilmington. If you go towards like Charleston, National Weather Service of Charleston, Berkeley County is the cutoff there. And then once you get to like Columbia, you might be wondering, what is that? Like, it's not really that bad. That is because that's the National Weather Service of Columbia. So, that is that. So potentially some breezy condition, possibly 30-mile-per-hour wind gusts up there in Florence. The next 24-hour precipitation totals, we do have a chance to see that precipitation around a tenth of an inch side of Charleston, not Charleston, Columbia, tenth of an inch side of Sumter, 2/10 of an inch inside of Greenville, Spartanburg, 4/10 of an inch inside of Anderson, 4/10 for Augusta as well. Savannah may see around a tenth of an inch. And here's the radar. Here's what we can show for it. If we push this forward, as you can see, really seems clear throughout most of the night. And then it's when we start getting like late into the night out, or early into the night out, early tomorrow, that's what I'm trying to say, is when we can start seeing those showers start to pop off. And if we go on ahead and go all the way back to the 18Z, because that goes 48 hours out, I'm pretty sure. Yes, it does. We can go all the way through and check and see what's going on. So if we move all the way through, here's 20 hours out. You see that line of rain going through? Maybe even some storms in there. We push this forward some more, and there it goes. It pushes down, and it pretty much dissipates once you get to like the low country region. It dissipates. On the PD region, it might try to bring some good precipitation, but we're only watching really for just a couple of showers, and then once we get into Saturday, the potential for some more showers to potentially pop off is definitely possible, according to the HRRR. Watching for the low country and the PD region again for Saturday. Here is our day 2 storm prediction center outlook. Most of us, I should say, is under a marginal risk of severe weather. This includes like Columbia, Allendale, Augusta, the entire upstate, Rock Hill, Sumter, and Orangeburg is in there. And I think that's about most places like Florence, Myrtle Beach, Charleston, Beaufort, all are not in it. So, if you all were wondering, I think I said Florence as well is not in it as well. And you might be wondering, well, why are we under this marginal risk? Well, if we look at our 4 panel, you can see that really because of tornadoes and wind. We do have a chance to see some isolated tornadoes tomorrow, and we do have a chance to see some wind damage as well. So some strong gusty winds are possible tomorrow, and some tornadoes are possible tomorrow. We're just gonna have to wait and see what happens with that. And if stuff hits the fan, if I do need to go live because there's some tornado warning going on, I will, unless I am out tomorrow. But it's a marginal risk. It shouldn't really do too much. But comparing to what we just saw today, I actually should probably take that back because of what we just saw today. But yes, watch out for some potential severe weather tomorrow. If you get hit with like a tornado warning or a severe thunderstorm warning, don't be surprised. Be prepared instead. You already know that if you get put under a tornado warning, you go to the most center room of your house, no windows on the bottom floor. An analogy that a lot of people like to use, if you can get your fist and you can punch through the walls of the house, will one of your hands be outside? And if your fist or hand is outside, if you punch through the wall, then that means you're not at a good spot. You have to go into a more interior room, and you need to make sure that if you punch a wall and it goes through, each 4 walls, you got to make sure that there's a room on each side. Also, make sure you're on the lowest floor. I don't think anybody in South Carolina has a basement, so I'm just going to go ahead and say nobody has a basement because we don't really expect tornadoes down here. But anyways, Um, you know what to do for a tornado. And let's continue on. Here's our day 2 excessive rainfall outlook. We are under a marginal risk of excessive rainfall, mainly for Augusta and Anderson as well. Under a marginal risk of excessive rainfall, maybe even Western Columbia could be a part of that as well. We do have a slight risk, obviously, just to our west, but really just watching out for some isolated flash flooding tomorrow, while some of those storms move through. And here is the future. Let's go ahead and talk about it. So there goes that storm system right there. It's going to push in around 2 p.m. and it'll finish off. And then once we push it forward some more, we have this next system that I was just talking about around March the 18th. That's going to push through, bring us some rain. Actually, it was this system right here. 36 hours out. Yeah, March the 16th around 2 a.m. March the 15th, 8 p.m. through 2 a.m. March the 16th, and then we're watching for another Clipper system that might hit the low country of South Carolina, 8 a.m. 2 a.m. going into 8 a.m. March the 18th. A high pressure takes us over, and we're going to be inside of a warm air mass, but then we're going to get some heavy precipitation on March the 22nd, as we're watching for at 8 a.m. And then we're watching as this little system right here decide it wants to drop some rain, and then we have this another system come through, and then we have this huge one right here that I was watching. This one could turn out to be not good at all. I'm watching this. This is March the 27th. You know that this is severe weather season. Now honestly, we're really not even into the heart of severe weather season. Severe weather season is just getting started, so we're gonna have more chances for severe weather. We're going to have a ton more. So this is only the first. So we're not even close to being done yet. And this is our next system that we're going to have to watch for here. And again, a reason to see if this could potentially turn severe. Because watch this. Dew points will be inside the 60s. You'll have to watch for those temperatures as well. Temperatures is also a very important factor. As you can see, temperatures in like the 70s. If you go back and check the radar again, here it is right there. And let's zoom in to the southeast. Temperatures, that'll be around the 60s. I think that's pretty much warm enough to get there. We got the dew points. Dew points will be inside the 60s mainly. And then while we check out the wind as well, go ahead and check out the wind height. Yeah, definitely some higher wind up in the atmosphere. And then we got to watch out for CAPE. Is there CAPE? Yeah, definitely like some marginal CAPE. But yes, so March the 27th, I think we do have to watch out for some more severe weather. That's on Wednesday of not next week, but the week after next week. So that will be during my spring break time, so I will be here. So for sure, if anything hits the fan during this event, I should be here, for sure. But that's going to be about it. Let's actually go over the drought monitor real quick. According to the U.S. Drought Monitor for South Carolina, no drought is happening right now, not even abnormally dry. We have enough precipitation to sustain the soil, to sustain the ground, to sustain our state pretty much. So that's going to be about it. Thank you all so much for watching. I have made several updates, especially when it comes to, or upgrades when it comes to, especially to streaming as well. I have, I'm not going to show you, but when I start streaming, it's going to be good. So if I do need to go live, it's going to be so clear what I'm doing. It's going to be pretty easy to understand, and it's going to be really cool to look at. But thank y'all so much for watching, and I will see y'all tomorrow morning with another forecast update for your Friday. We are almost done, and we're on the way to the weekend.